Hey guys, you're watching Phone Arena's video review of the Samsung Galaxy Tab, which is Samsung's first tablet PC. The main opponent of the Samsung Galaxy Tab is of course the Apple iPad, and while you may think that both devices are quite similar at first sight, actually there are some major differences between them. For one, the Samsung Galaxy Tab is much more portable than the Apple device. In addition, it is powered by the Android 2.2 Froyo operating system. So let's start our video review by inspecting the different design elements of the Samsung Galaxy Tab. Of course, let's start with the 7-inch capacitive touchscreen. The touchscreen has a resolution of 600 by 1024 pixels, which is almost the resolution of the iPad. However, due to the smaller size of 7 inches, the pixel density is noticeably higher. There are of course absolutely no issues with the touch registration on the tablet, so we're perfectly content with that, but it's worth mentioning that the screen actually uses standard LCD TFT technology, which you can tell by checking the viewing angles, which are not that great here on the Samsung Galaxy Tab. However, colors are still nicely saturated and detail is more than enough. Outdoor visibility with the Samsung Galaxy Tab is of course far from perfect, but in case you have the brightness set to maximum, you have no big problems figuring out what's on screen. Underneath the display we find these 4 capacitive touchscreens, which may cause you some trouble because of accidental presses. First we have the context menu key, then we have the home screen key, the back key and the search key. On the left side of the tablet we find this mic. On the right is where the power and lock key are situated, along with the volume rocker and the micro SD and SIM card slots. On the top side of the device is the 3.5mm headset jack, and at the top we find this proprietary charging port, which looks very similar to Apple's 30-pin connector. In addition, here we find the 2 stereo speakers, and at the back side we only have this 3.2 megapixel autofocus camera and an LED flash. The Samsung Galaxy Tab has a fine feel in the hand. It's predominantly made of plastic, but this doesn't make it feel cheap. However, it does not feel as solid as the Apple iPad, which is, made of metal. The Samsung Galaxy Tab runs Android 2.2 Froyo operating system. However, Samsung is not producing the Galaxy Tab with the standard UI. Instead, it has loaded its own TouchWiz 3. TouchWiz 3 is well known. It divides your home screen into several pages. You can have up to 9 home screen pages. On these pages you can on all of these pages you can deploy your shortcuts to your applications, folders and widgets like this one here, for example, the Google search widget, this daily briefing widget, Android Market, this power control widget and so on. Similarly to what HTC has done with its Sense user interface, Samsung has added a similar helicopter view which lets you quickly jump to a certain page. This functionality is also found within the main menu. We like that the main menu of the Samsung Galaxy Tab is divided into pages, which helps for better organization of your applications. Without further ado, we would like to take a look at personalized applications. It's really good stuff that Samsung has redesigned the core applications of the operating system so that they take advantage of the bigger 7-inch screen. For example, we see the Contacts application that on the left side shows a list of your contacts arranged alphabetically, and on the right side we see their information. We can also see the history of correspondence with this contact. And of course, for the rest of the functionality, we have these tabs here for logs, the dialer, groups and favorites. Next up, let's check the messaging application and the QWERTY keyboard. This is the landscape QWERTY keyboard. It's a bit cramped actually if you want to type like on a usual say netbook keyboard, but you can get used to it, and once you do, you can achieve pretty decent speeds of typing. And just a quick glance at the portrait keyboard, which is very usable if you just thumb like this. Another very important application of the Samsung Galaxy Tab is the email app. Again, we see this really nice, smart layout here that takes advantage of the bigger screen. On the left side, we see the list of our emails, and once we select an email, we see its content on the right side. Scrolling is fairly smooth, and you can also zoom if you'd like. The same goes for the calendar. You can decide how to view it. Of course, you have month view, the standard month view, and all your appointments will come out here in this field. You also have a week view, day view, and agenda view. Probably the most important application of the Samsung Galaxy Tab is the internet browser. For lighter pages, it works very well. You know, it's incredible really to enjoy the internet with such a big screen. You have the usual options, you know, of pinch to zoom or using double tap. What's really good about this browser is that it supports full Flash Player 10.1. However, once you load heavier pages, scrolling can become really choppy. Things may get even worse if there is some Flash content on the site. Unfortunately, the stuttering can become so great at times that the browser may find it even difficult to register your gestures. However, still having full Flash support is always great, because it means you can play Flash videos on non-YouTube sites. Speaking of YouTube, it's always great to spend a few minutes watching your favorite videos. Thankfully, the Samsung Galaxy Tab packs a 3.2 megapixel autofocus camera, which takes some decent pics. Most of all, they are perfect to be viewed on the 7-inch screen of the Galaxy Tab. For the most part, detail of the images is very good, but we find their colors a bit dull. Video, on the other hand, is recorded at 720 by 480 pixels, which is not HD quality, unfortunately, but it's still quite good, again, to be watched on the 7-inch screen of the Galaxy Tab. Watching video on the Samsung Galaxy Tab is simply great. The tablet can play almost all popular formats at resolutions as high as 720p HD. Thankfully, Samsung has also supplied the Samsung Galaxy Tab with an ebook reader. Because of this added functionality, you'll be able to enjoy your favorite ebooks with this really entertaining and pleasant to use interface. And right out of the box, you'll get a free copy of The Marvelous Land of Oz. Android Market is of course available on the Samsung Galaxy Tab, and thankfully you'll be able to play all these third-party applications on the Samsung Galaxy Tab. Most of them can be played full screen, they're stretched to full screen. However, some of them are played in their native resolution, which is still fine. The music player's visual presentation is nothing spectacular, however it's quite functional with these different tabs here, letting you filter your content. For example, you can choose artist, and there you go, your artists are here on the left side, and on the right side you see their songs. Here's the album tab. You can pick your the album you want to listen to and just go for it. You know, the Samsung Galaxy tab will display a large album cover for you. The Samsung Galaxy tab comes with the Music Hub, which is like iTunes but for Android. The application is works very fluidly. You can easily do what you want to do with it. You see it has nice animated effects here, but for the most part its interface is a bit uninviting. So what would our concluding thoughts about the Samsung Galaxy Tab be? First of all, it's a device that is obviously different from the Apple iPad. It's more compact and easy to carry around. And while it's quite versatile, we feel that Android OS is not as advanced to provide the necessary quality software for the 7-inch screen. So we somehow feel that the app support for the Samsung Galaxy Tab right now is a bit limited. And by limited, we do not mean that that the quantity is little, because, you know, over 100,000 applications is more than enough. We envision their quality.